lot of geese, but they just come along the flats, and they'll hammer them. And a lot of people aren't keying in on these things. And today I showed a fella. We went out there, and he's like, "Well, they're not in the deep hole, and they're not above the thermocline." I said, "Because they're grazing." And we went to some moderate depth flats, found them, but they wouldn't stay under us because they're spooky. So we backed off, and we pitched to them, and it was just a blast. Twitching the dart with a little plastic tail, and or you could get a gypsy jig or a little firefly jig and pitch it out there, and you don't need a stinker. Just go with like 3-pound test. And I use the St. Croix panfish series, just a little 5 to 6 footer. If you're pitching a 7 snipe, 6 or 7 footer, but if you're going vertical under your boat, a 5 snipe, because you're fishing under your transducer. But there's nothing more fun than catching a big paper mouth slab on a light rod. And we even had a couple jump and throw the hook, and it was just a blast.
I got to say, that's probably, walleye fishing is one of my favorite, but bluegill and crappie, they're right there, right? Like you said, with an ultralight rod. I mean, my God, that's quite the enjoyment reeling those in. Hey, now
that is, Adam, and I got to tell you too. Just remember, the bluegills are always a little bit later than the crappies. They won't go to the flats just yet. They're still hanging the weeds to the last possible minute, and if there's no weeds, they'll hit rocks or they'll hang on logs.
That's a great tip. I'll tell you, I hope people brought their notebook and pen this morning, because that was a lot of great information. And then, like I said before, it's always great to have you on the show. You are one of the best anglers of catching walleye and panfish that I know, and it's great to have you on. And I hope when we get you back on in December, we can talk ice tactics. We'll have a lot more info for that.
Hey, bro,
I can't wait to get you guys out. I want to get Hurricane and Adam out on the ice or in a boat sometime. We're gonna have a good time.
Sounds good. And we even do like you, bro, even though you're a Vikings fan.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was a Vikings fan. Like I said before, I'm a fan of all the teams, because I think that the lake kind of thin out when the game's on, and I'm still out on the lake. My wife is the sports nut, and I'm a fisherman. When I'm not guiding, what does a guide do? They go fishing.
Love it. All right, bro. Hey, we'll see you. We'll talk to you again here in December. We'll talk ice tactics. Thanks again for coming on the show this morning.
Oh, thanks for having me, you guys, and have a great fall fishing here.
We will. That is Brian Brosdahl, and I tell you what, we forgot to, we'll get it next time, but he does guide up there in central Minnesota, there up on Cass Lake and some of the other lakes, Leech Lake, I think, I do believe, but Bros Guide Service, check him out, check out his website.
And he truly is one of the elite.
I
mean, there's
in depth. He has got it down.
Yeah.
I mean, he's talking barometric pressure. I mean, depending on what as the weather changes throughout the day, he changes tactics.
Yeah, he's got to be one of the top Minnesota guides that I'm aware of. And he is. If you're going up in the Minnesota area, I definitely would check him out.
Yeah, he's the guy that you'd want to hire. Well, that's going to wrap up our show this week here on Iron Country. Today's show brought to you by Harbor Recreation, Southern Wisconsin's boating headquarters on Lake Koshkonong. Check them out at harborrec.com. We will talk to you again next week here on Iron Country on the Fishnell at 7:20 a.m. Coming up next, we got news, sports, and weather on Iron Country 101.9 and 1490.